What's up, guys? Welcome back to another HERR Lounge podcast. Happy Wednesday. Yo, so we've been having some pretty intense podcasts lately, and this is the first one since those last two interviews that we had. So we've got some catching up to do. But before we get started, I just want to thank everyone who makes HERR Lounge possible. Today, if you're watching, my sign is finally up. I am so excited, y'all. I am official. I have a legit neon sign. If you're not watching this on YouTube, just get on there to look at it one time. You know what I'm saying? I know there's people who are like, what's the purpose of watching it on YouTube if podcasts are supposed to be heard? I know there's people that debate that.
I'm that way.
Are you that way? Okay.
Because I love audio, but we have fans in the Discord that if the video is not up, they're upset.
Well, you know what's funny? I don't know if it has to do with me interpreting, but I like watching the video because I feel like I understand the expression and the feeling better because I'm watching body language.
Okay.
And I don't know, like, again, I don't know if that has to do with because I'm an interpreter.
Very
naturally, I'm visual and I read body language. So when someone's talking,
you should sign a segment of your podcast.
Totally. But you know what I do want to do? Do our videos have closed caption?
Not on, but it's available.
It's available. Great. Because I follow this one deaf, I guess, creator. And one of her biggest pet peeves, and she called it out today on Adele. Because I guess Adele just dropped a new song and her video does not have closed caption option.
Oh, okay.
Which is through Vivo or Vevo, however you pronounce it. So she was like, how the hell is there no closed caption option if you guys are like a legit big platform? Mm-hmm. And so she shows you what she has to do. She has to go on Google, pull up the song. She does a side-by-side screen now, okay? So she's got Adele playing here. Now she's got the lyrics. Now she's got to try to read lips on Adele to see where she is in the song.
Oh, no.
She's like, so hearing people, can you just fucking work with us here and add some closed caption? I was like, oh shit, do I have that? I think I have the option. I just don't I don't just naturally let it pull up, but I have the option of you doing it. I think so. But I'm now going to go back into all my YouTube videos because I don't want to be called out.
That's a good point. When you said closed caption, the first thing I thought was, do they have the little person in the corner that's signing?
No, it's
that's
worse.
totally different,
They're reading. Right? No, yeah.
What's that called?
It is. That's interpreting.
Okay.
You have a legit person in the corner. That's interpreting.
Does that job have when you do that for like music videos or before
you're just an interpreter.
I think before Biden, and then we'll get to your quote real quick. They didn't used to have somebody in the corner that would do the signs.
No, it was called, so they would have to read.
Yeah.
So it was a TTY type of thing. And I don't really forget what the acronym stands for. But even when I worked in customer service, there were specific people that worked the TTY system. And they're typing back and forth. And then you're reading and you're typing back and forth. And I was like, what? I was like, I want to do that. But it was a whole other department. And you had to go to this weird training, and I was like, okay, I'm in school and I can't go to school and be in school at work. I was like, no. But I was like, yeah. So
did you get a tan? Were you outside?
We went to the park. Marissa and I met up at the park.
Damn, son, I need to go. How long were you in the park?
I was there longer than she was, but she was at 800 practices prior to getting there. I couldn't believe she came. I was like, wow. I was like, she has energy to go to 2 different kids' practice, has a baby that she has to carry around. Look at me how I say has a baby that she has to carry around.
Like don't?
Y'all know what I mean. And then, she still came out to hang out. I was like, oh my God, how does she do that? But yeah, Penny and I got out there pretty early. So it was funny though, because I had gotten this spot at the park and there was shade. I put Jimena on my sling and I'm walking around because obviously I don't want her to go play by herself. And I come back and there's all this sun. I'm like, okay, now we're talking about I'm having to move a baby, a stroller, her little thing that I put on the floor. I'm like, damn, man, do I really want to do this? But Jimena's head is sweating from when we're sitting in the sun. I said, I got to get up. So there I go. Come on, Penny, you got to help me. Poor Penny's over there helping me with the stroller. Pete was working.
What was he doing?
He was doing an interview.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
so I was by myself. So I was like, come on, Penny. We're kind of on a hill.
Bro, those pictures you took, that third one, we had the slideshow with Penny.
It was like, oh, yeah, that's...
Oh, my God. If you don't follow Marisol and saw this picture, I was like, man, she embodies Marisol's spirit already to the T.
Do you know what she told me? Okay, let's get in this real quick.
You want to go ahead and tell your quote?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
That's what I was going to say. Oh. So I wanted to do success affirmations because I just kind of been feeling like a lot of good things are happening.
Yeah.
But they're just kind of, I don't know what the word is in English.
Taking a sweet ass time.
Like the panzazo, like it's like, oh shit, this is happening. Next one, this is coming. Okay, this one's coming. Mm-hmm. They're all happening, but I'm like not prepared that they're happening. Does that make sense? It's like I've been preparing for them for so long now that it's happening. I'm just like, whoa, hold on a second. I was like preparing for part 1, now part 2. So, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of like interesting.
Coming at you fast.
Yeah, exactly. And then, now my sign makes me feel like I have even more pressure on the podcast.
That's going to be a noise. That's going to be a sound drop going forward. I'm going to take that out of the 6-minute mark. And when something happens, I'm going to be like,
Oh my God. It was like, I saw my sign. I was like, I just want to sit here all day long. I just need a new table. Like I need,
Definitely getting a new table. Marisol sent me a picture of it over the weekend. And I was like, man, the first thing I thought was like, first of all, Chingo's is broken. But when it gets it fixed, it makes
we
it.
We took it. So we dropped it off and picked mine up.
But it looks cooler.
It like, it's so
It also looks bigger.
It looks big. I think it's because his is
sideways. It's also more words. Isn't it?
It's Chingo. Yeah, it has its own signature, his whole thing.
True. And the hat looks cool on his, but that H is like, I mean, you guys, I don't think it does it justice, honestly, on the video. Like, it's really cool.
It's amazing. Marissa was here. She came and had coffee with me one morning because she was going to go take the baby to the...
Y'all just sat back here like y'all were doing a podcast?
No, we actually were having coffee and we were hanging out, and then Pete was going to go pick this up, but I didn't know he was going to come back. I thought he was going to continue to go run his errands. And then I'm cooking, and then Marissa and I are having totally in a conversation, and he goes, all right, Soli, close your eyes. And I'm like, what? What's happening? And he's like, close your eyes. I'm thinking to myself, like, I know everything.
Oh my God. You're the worst. You can't surprise. Like, I hate that. I hate when a woman's like, what? What is it?
I'm like, I know everything. So what could possibly he be surprising me with? I'm in charge of handling everything. And I'm thinking, I don't know. So I'm like, okay. He goes, all right, open it. And I just like got this like weird feeling in my stomach, not a bad way, like, but just like so much excitement. I hated that everybody was there because it had been he and I would have just jumped up and down. I was like so excited. It like felt so real because now I see this sign. If I had a little storefront, I see my sign there. Does that make sense? If I did a like pop-up, I see my sign there. It's like it felt that real. I don't know if that makes, even though I do things that make it all just as real, this, I don't know why a neon even would make
me
feel.
I have a story.
Really stupid,
I want to let you finish your story, but I can relate.
But it was like, oh my God. I was like, I can't wait. Well, I had to move on. Marissa left. We were trying to stay on schedule. And then, I had to go get my new merch that came in that I'm going to take to the Hive because that's another thing that's happening. I started the store on the 1st, but they're letting me come in this week to start putting up stuff,
cool.
So I was at the storage organizing everything so that, whoever I gave that job to go, hey, I need you to go replenish at the Hive or whatever, everything's organized. So the bags are in one place now. So I just sat there and had a whole day. Well, that's when he texted me. I was at the storage unit and he texted me and it was a picture that I sent you. And I was like, oh my God, I wanted to ask him to put up my neon, but I was like, he's got stuff to do too, so I'm just gonna have to wait. That's just kind of how I had already. It like melted my heart. I was like, this is the best day ever. Like it just felt so awesome because I was organizing my stuff to go into the store. Does that make sense? Yeah. And now my neon was here, so my podcast set looked so official. I was like, okay, we're getting there. 7 almost 8 years later, but we're getting there.
Oh God.
It's been such a journey, but damn. There you go. That was my story.
Did we get to the quote?
We have not still. Okay. All right. So these are success affirmations, guys, just so, especially because we have a lot of people on the Discord who are either self-employed or, just are wanting to start a business and just kind of have second thoughts about it. But I think these are kind of good success affirmations. I believe that everything is possible and that my success is inevitable. I deserve all the success that I desire, and I have the power to create it. And success means a lot of stuff, guys. This does not mean in business only. I just want to make that clear for anybody who's like, no, bitch, I have zero desire to be self-employed. Success in anything, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's in, I don't know, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. All these things apply. I am grateful for all my talents and skills. My mind is free of resistance and open to new opportunities. I effortlessly attract success. I attract successful people who love and support me. Super important. I always be in the right place at the right time. I don't really know who wrote this quote, but I'm not going to read that one. Abundance is always flowing in my life. I have the courage and the confidence to step out of my comfort zone. I achieve whatever I set my mind to. So this comes out of an affirmations like, what do you call it? App.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why it's misspelled, but
Weird.
I always be.
When you get positive affirmation books and apps from Wish.
Yeah, that's a good one, Rob. Totally. I'm like, no, this is from an app. So why is that?
It's a discontinued app.
I be in there. But anyway, I thought those were good because I kind of feel like, yeah, it's been
As I was waiting for you to get ready, did you go to the gym this morning?
I did not.
Oh, okay. So Marisol was doing her thing. I was setting up back here, and I was doing some things on the RPT Patreon and stuff. And, I always got something playing, and there was just like random reels. Like sometimes I'll just like slide and like listen to whatever, the long form reels, like business and entrepreneurial things or whatever. And it was a Robert Kiyosaki quick little clip. Have you ever read Rich Dad Poor Dad? It's a really good book.
I think Pete had it somewhere.
I need to go back and reread it. When I was I just started college, my early 20s. I would recommend it to friends because it's one of those things where like it changes your perspective so much. Right, buddy?
Whoops.
That's a good cup.
Yeah.
It changes your perspective that you just want as many people as possible to read it. And to the point where I had one of my really good friends that we don't really talk much anymore, just kind of went separate ways, posted a picture of the book on his Instagram and tagged me in it and said, "This book changed my life. I have bought an investment property every year since Rob GTV introduced me to this book." This was like 10 years ago. Ironically, I didn't listen to my own fucking advice and do that. That's for another story.
Okay.
I went and bet on entrepreneurial endeavors that most of them, with signs included, paid off temporarily. But anyway, it was a quote of him saying that like, my rich dad would never let me say I can't afford. He goes, "I never say I can't afford it. My rich dad never let me say I can't afford it. He also never said to say that I can't. So what instead he would make us do is figure out how we can or what do we have to do. So if I wanted to get that property, that car, that whatever, I wouldn't say I can't afford it. I would say, what do I have to do in order to get that? And then I would do that. And it's kind of it goes back to that.
That's a great way to think, though.
It is, and I feel like I've always thought that way. And it goes back to that abundance mindset where you just feel like, okay, what's and we always talk about this, like what's the problem and what's the path to the solution, and then go. Yeah. There's no time for sulking
there
in
isn't.
the shit.
I think for me, a lot of the time, I'm going to be honest with you, and it's going to sound
It's not always easy.
really cocky, but when I was by myself, and I mean no children, right? I felt like things were easier for me to try to accomplish. And even though they took a little bit long or I didn't get there right away, I got there. Does that make sense? And it was like, and what I mean by cocky is like, oh yeah, so there's a few challenges, big whoop. I move on and I'm still doing it. I'm still going to get to where I want to get. Now it's like, the guilt of me working all day long to just try to do this. And then, so I'm tired as hell.
Yeah.
But I feel, I kind of appreciate this extra daylight time that we have. So even though I have zero desire to go to the park, none whatsoever, I'm like, my child has been inside the house all day. And granted, she plays all day long, guys. Y'all are not here. If I could just, I know I make vlogs, but I don't even show y'all like my child is, how active is she?
No, she's on another.
I mean, she's
another.
Like, she will outdo probably any child, I think, because she can fight through a melatonin gummy, y'all. So
I wish the twins would have been the same age as Penny, like at the same time, because Oh my God, they were the exact same way.
Wait, they grew out of it?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
So
Like,
they're better now.
oh yeah.
Oh my God, it gives me some hope.
But they're also gonna be 8 this year.
I also feel like maybe when Jimena gets a little bit older to where she can play with her, a lot of this, me being her friend and playing with her, will...
Yeah, if they don't have,
it'll not be my job anymore.
True, unless they have really opposite, personalities, like you and your sister, an introvert versus an extrovert. Should be like, get away, Penny.
Sunny shows the same kind of traits
As you. Oh, I'm sorry. As your sister, almost like what, reserved?
No, wants to be outside. She likes to play. She still likes those things. I don't know that she can go as long as Penny yet. I don't know, but she can go. She likes to play. She walks in her walker now, so she'll chase Penny, and Penny will act like she's running from her, and she's just laughing, chasing her. So I can't wait till that happens. My sister and I, maybe because they're 3 years apart, and I know it's like 4.5 years does not make that much of a difference, but I feel like it did. Because
pretty big difference.
3 I don't feel is that far. And the reason I say that is because Penny is best friends with Lisa's granddaughter, who is 3 years older than her. So they're like this. And when she comes over, they're able to play with no problem. Now, Michelle can, outdo her in certain things. Like when they play chase, obviously she's going to run faster than Penny, and Penny gets pissed because she can't catch her. You know what I'm saying? But they play just fine. So I hope and I feel like that's what's going to happen, because Penny's 3 years older than her sister.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I was just thinking about those things, because I was just thinking about how everything was happening. I will be at the Hive starting May 1st, guys. So I will now give options to be able to pick up at the store. And so I'm excited about that. May 1st, we actually begin our first legit sponsor of the podcast, which I'm really excited about. And it's actually Frida with her enchanted spa party bus. And guys, I know we pre-record this, so when you guys hear it, it's Wednesday, but technically it's Monday here. Sunday, she just had her party, y'all. It was the most adorable thing ever. Rob, I will send you the picture of the party. But
Penny?
Yes.
Oh, really?
She finally did. Oh my God, Rob, it was adorable.
I hope you got a lot of content
there.
So
much. Yeah, I even hired Joe to come.
Nice.
It's going to be official. This is also content for me to post for her as a sponsor. So I'm excited about that happening. So I'm excited about her. So guys, if you are a business and you are listening to this and you're curious and wondering if we have sponsorships, I know I've never promoted it, but I'm just going to start doing it now because I have a sign now, so I'm official. Just kidding. No, but really, that's probably why I feel like, okay, I'm totally official now. I'm like, now people know what the name of my podcast is.
Oh, yeah. Nothing in this room tells you what it is. Not the cups or the signs.
But you want to know what's crazy is a while back, I think Kim had told me that she was at the grocery store and she saw a girl with my Mom Wife Hustler tote that I had made a while back. And she said out of the corner of her eye, she saw the H. And I said, oh my God, perfect. That's what I wanted. It's almost like, and I don't know, it's going to take me longer than, I'm going on 7 years of having the HERR name.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is like, because at first I started off with Thick Fine, just so y'all know. So if you ever get a receipt, if you order something from me, I think PayPal still has it saying Thick Fine. So if you get Thick Fine, that is why. Because if originally HERR was Thick Fine.
That's going to get some gentlemen in trouble.
So just so y'all know, that's where that came from. And Thick Fine Apparel. Don't ask.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, you just know. So that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted the, because if you see a Lululemon logo, you know that it's a Lululemon logo. I wanted I'm thankful for, my graphic designer at the time who came up with this, vision of, I said I wanted Barbie font. We can't use exact Barbie font because, then we'll get in trouble. But he went close to it. And then he also went different to where now, Israel, the comic?
Yeah.
Look at the H. You see the bottom part?
Mm-hmm.
He thought that the reason it went up like this in a little point was because like, this was his exact words. He goes, oh my God, you're so genius. And I'm like, what? You know how he's funny as hell.
Yeah.
He's like, I mean, I would have never thought to have put like the tail of a cat for her, like, "Arr."
Oh, okay.
Oh, like you're purring,
Yeah.
but with an H. And I was like, what? And I looked and I was like, oh, I guess it could be the tail of a cat. I never saw that though.
I didn't either. And now,
so he thought that I did that because purr, cat, her. I was like,
you do have a lot of leopard stuff.
Hey, listen, that's totally a comics mind.
Yeah.
Right?
You're right. Now I think of it, I could see it be like like a woman's ponytail. You know, like if it's curled kind of.
Yeah. So a while back, David made I was wanting an icon, right? To where I print, it's not always her. Because believe it or not, guys, I know we've talked about certain things behind it. They charge me every time, like the size of her. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's a different fee versus if I just had a little icon, it's just, one little screen. Because of the part where it says apparel, it's so tiny. Mm-hmm. That's where I always get in trouble with anybody who tries to print my stuff. But Angel comes through. That's why I stick to Angel, because he's my dog. So if you're needing somebody to do your shit, inked cotton here in Houston, that's my dog. So anyway, I have a logo, an icon with just the H.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great.
And so I think I'm going to start using that.
I think we talked about it a long time ago, right?
Yeah, long time. Great. So I think I'm going to just use the H, and it's going to say just H dot.
And the dot's a good touch,
the
too.
Yeah.
You have to have the H for some reason. Oh, because it's on the sticker, duh. It's a part of the logo, essentially.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's on the logo. Yeah, it's her dot. You get it, though, right? Because it's almost like an abbreviation from the last name. So that's why he put the...
Oh, right.
Her period.
Pert. All of a sudden, I just started thinking of it like you got Mr., Ms., Mrs., and then you got her.
Her. There
the
you go.
The new way to define bad bitch.
I mean, let's do it here. Oh, and listen. So anyway, going back to all this, right? So it's been a long way coming, and I know that we've been having all these guests, but I just wanted to kind of update you guys before y'all start thinking I'm just going to talk about myself on this podcast.
I mean, that's kind of what it's for. It is
But this is what's been happening lately. If you guys are wondering, those of us who are on the Discord, why hasn't this been? This is this girl's Discord, and this is why I haven't been on. I've been having to go to the Hive and doing things there to get prepared to be in the Hive.
Super busy.
So now that's that, and so now I'll have an option when you order stuff where you can pick up at the Hive. So now
curbside,
you can curbside, exactly. So now if you're in Houston or nearby and you're willing to drive in, at the Hive,
touchless pickup, curbside,
totally touchless pickup. Come to the Hive and you can pick up there. And I even want to make it a little bit different to where things at the Hive may not always be things on the website too.
That's great.
So that I'm not giving same things everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But
because the way you do runs and then it's a new collection, right? A new drop. But if you want some of the stuff from the vault, it would be at the Hive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I just think I'm going to start doing that. And I'm excited about it. I'm really excited about it. I think I am going to. So you do have to work there 7 hours a week.
Are you going to commit to that yourself, or is that where someone else might come in?
You can pay somebody else. But I think just for the first week when I'm there, right? May 1st, I think starts on a Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think that week I do want to be there.
Oh, no, it's Sunday. This coming Sunday is the first.
Okay, it's the first on Sunday? Mm-hmm. Okay. So if maybe not Sunday because I like going to church, but maybe, they're closed on Monday. So Tuesday, I would probably go work my hours so because I just started there. You're
not going to Corpus?
We don't leave Tuesday.
Oh, okay. Are you leaving the day of?
Yeah, the 5th.
The 5th. Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Nice. Again, busy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we're taking the whole clan.
Are you? Oh, because you're there for days. Mm-hmm. Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Mm-hmm. Or Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to go. And I just told Pete, I said, you go do by yourself whatever you need to do during the day. I'll stay behind so that you don't feel like you got to worry about everybody. I said, and I'm going to get a place by the beach so that let's go walk to the beach. Mm-hmm. Almost like the place we stayed at last time. Mm-hmm. Something like that, to where it's like, that was funny, right?
yeah. I'll never forget that.
Oh my God. And so I think I'm going to get a place like that for us to go stay. Cool. So yeah, guys, that's what's been happening. That's why I've been MIA. That's why I've not been chit-chatting with you guys, giving an opinion about nothing. I've totally fallen off the challenge 100%. You know, Dawn said, can you please go weigh yourself. And I'm like, it's not even Friday. And she goes, it's totally Friday. I said, today's Friday. I said, today's Friday, bro. I thought I still had one more day to do what I needed to do and didn't realize it was Saturday. And I've really been trying to not do work-related things on the weekends.
Right.
Like I'm really trying to, that's it. I only work Monday through Friday. That's the reason for that second phone.
Mm-hmm. Did you get it?
I did.
Nice.
I will no longer answer emails. I've kind of the people who have been having like business conversations with via text. I said, I've given this phone to my daughter. Please don't text here. Text at this phone. That's what I've been saying. So I'm not going to answer you anymore. We've talked already. Answer here. Do not text me at 9 p.m.
Yeah.
That's the kind of shit that annoys the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'll be there and I'll be like putting Penny to sleep and we're sitting there just kind of like reading a book or whatever. And I'll get a text and I'll be like, okay, it's 9 p.m. I know you got to know you don't text somebody at 9 p.m.
Right.
I don't text nobody at 9 p.m. Not work-related wise. Okay, well, maybe Rob.
Yeah, well, I'm like always, like I said, I'm the only exception. That's totally fine because we're always thinking about this stuff all the time.
But I don't ever just text someone in the comedy scene.
No, that's weird.
It's like, sir.
Yeah.
So I told Pete, I told him that night, I said, tomorrow morning, I'm going to AT&T and we're going to go get a new work phone. I said, so somebody who you don't want to give your personal cell phone number to deal with business, you give them that phone and that's where we answer it from. I said, and moving forward, that's the number I'm giving everybody we deal with because I'm not, don't harass me and don't harass me on the weekend.
I'm on a fucking slide with my little girls
exactly.
right now.
And then I can't turn it off because it's my phone. And I know you're thinking like, what? She's barely getting a business phone. Listen, it wasn't an issue before because I didn't have children.
True.
I didn't care. I probably would have been working. I probably would have replied if I didn't have kids at 9 p.m. to this person. It would have been like, yeah, what's the big deal? We got to work, right?
Yeah.
But now that I have kids, it's like, this is my time with my kids. They were just being taken care of by somebody from 9 o'clock to 5, 6 p.m. until I'm done working. You know what I'm saying? So I only have this little span of time before they got to go to bed, you know? So don't fuck with my time. So
that 9 hours flies by too. You're like, how the fuck did I not get at least half of the things on my list done?
Why?
I have no idea.
And I really try not to go off what's for the day.
Yeah. Sometimes it'll be one fucking thing that gets done. I'm like, how did that take 6.5 hours?
Okay, so now that we're talking about this, let me tell you what this lady who I watched on YouTube, and damn, I can't remember.
You gonna go back to time being not real? Or
no,
what?
No. This lady that I watched on YouTube said, this is what you do, literally. Like, let's say you need something that has to be done. Like, let's just say, what's your quickest things that need to be done? I don't know.
I'll give you an example. I got to take Dawn's car to get her brakes checked.
Okay, so how long would that take?
That's probably going to be a minimum of 2 hours.
2 hours. So in those 2 hours, you need to figure out, you're supposed to only allot that time for that item, for that one thing you need to do, and then you move on. So if it didn't get completed, it needs to be finished the next day. Because
get that thing off the lift. I gotta go.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a little bit different, but I'm just trying to like give you I was trying to think of an example. Like, just say emails, right? For example. So emails, let's just say you set a time. I only answer emails from 9 to 10 in the morning, and then I'll check them again maybe at 1 to whatever, and then like 3 times out of the day. But you're not, anytime an email comes through, it's not like, okay, I got to reply to this. Okay, it's like you have to designate time for each item. Same thing with like household chores, you know? Even though Luisa helps me out by washing clothes, it's not that much of a help, if that makes sense.
It's not? For her to do the clothes, you said?
I mean, she washes it.
Oh, gotcha. She doesn't do it from beginning to end.
She washes it, but it's still like, the folding isn't great. So I'll have to still fold it, and then I have to put it up. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I appreciate that she helps me out like that. So I'm not going to be like ungrateful, because trust me, that's one less thing I have to do. But for example, like the restrooms, right? I'll pick a day out of the week, whether that be like Wednesday, and I'll just tell Pete, like, can you just watch the girls for about an hour? I need to clean both restrooms. And so Wednesday's the day I have the restrooms cleaned, because that's the day that I've assigned restrooms to. You see what I'm saying? Penny's bedroom. Okay, I got to do Penny's bedroom Thursday night. I'm probably just going to organize toys tonight, right? Doesn't always happen because I tend to like want to finish everything. And I don't know how to just say, it's just toys tonight. Or I'm getting rid of books tonight. I really need to get rid of books.
We did the same thing recently.
I know y'all did.
Oh,
John sent me a picture. And I was like, damn, I wish I'm such a book hoarder. I have books from when I was little at my mom's house.
Those are different.
You think so?
Yeah, for sure. That's when books were books.
True. Great segue.
Oh, professionals here. The sign's really getting the juices flowing.
Really, it's sending the vibes, y'all. So I know that we had Jackie on here with Houston HTX kids, and then we had Jalissa, who's also a teacher and involved in a lot of what's happening in schools. And not involved, but just letting you know what is the fuck happening in schools, And both ladies bring great knowledge, and so I don't know about you guys, but even when you talk to someone, like Jalissa said, it's still your job to go do your own kind of research and figure things out yourself, or anything that you hear. I don't know about you, but I'll write something down and then I'll be like, I got to go back and look at that. I want to see what that's about.
I have so many notes. Yes, on my phone
same
like
here.
That. From I got notes from years ago.
Rob, makes two of us,
dude. Does it tell you how many notes you have if you open the notes app?
I think it does. I think it really does. Let me see.
It does at the very bottom. If you just go to the folder, and this is in one folder. How many notes are in your main notes folder?
In my main notes folder, I have 183.
I have 779.
Wow.
What about all on my iPhone?
Oh, I don't know, but I have 67 in one, and then on my iPhone notes it's 7, but then I have an iCloud one that's got 67, and then I have my email one that's got 183.
See what I'm saying? Like, I write every stupid little thought down, and I just sometimes forget to go back to it. And that includes books, links, videos.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'll have like topics. I'll even have topics for the podcast.
Oh, those.
And then I forget to go back to it.
No, I use those for sure.
Dummy. So anyway, going back to that. So I've been going down these rabbit holes of things that Jackie has talked about and things that, Jalissa talked about. And I know that you guys know my whole obsession with why, figuring out the why, even though there's books like what is the book? Why can I ever remember this book? Irreversible damage. I think I said irreplaceable damage last time, right? I'm like, when I heard the podcast, I was like, dumbass. Like, you're reading this book, you don't even remember the name every time. But irreversible damage, it kind of explains to you why it's happening, right? And it goes back to social media, Rob. They blame it on social media so here's the thing. So now I've gone down the rabbit hole of watching detransitioning transgenders. Or they wouldn't be that. Just detransitioners, maybe? Is that what would be the correct word? I don't know. But these were people that went from, let's just say, being a girl, a woman to a man, to a man, back to a woman, right? A lot of the stories are really sad.
I think the phrase in itself says it all, like detransitioner.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's really sad. Especially for the females, I didn't know that once you take testosterone, even though you'll physically will start to change back to a female, the voice will never go back to a female, right? The stories are insane. So guys, if you have time for this and you want to sit and you don't like, sometimes I play these while I'm in the shower. So I'm listening, I'm not watching. So, I'm listening to the stories. And so a lot of the things have to be with, I watched this man and I can't think of his name. But he was being interviewed and he went from being male to female back to male. Male, female, male.
It was a girl, went full male?
No, it was, I'm sorry, male, female. No, it was a male, went to female, and now went back to male.
Gotcha.
Okay? So I think, because that's what he looks like. And his whole point was, at one point in his life, he wanted to be a therapist to help people who wanted to transition, right? And kind of went a different little route, but in the process, because he thought he wanted to transition, he went to go see a therapist. And we're talking about now, this man's talking about like 70s, 80s, where things like this were not really common or unheard of. So this is around the time that he transitioned, okay? So he went to see a therapist, and he said that the therapist immediately said, yeah, that sounds like you need to transition and take hormones. He was like, oh, that must be what it is. I must be feeling all this, and all these things that I'm going through is because I need to transition. So he transitions.
Okay.
Transitions, starts taking things, but was never 100% happy. There was something else. Like, he never really was 100% like, I feel good, I'm perfect. Like, it was always something, you know what I'm saying? Always something that he felt was still missing, because obviously transitioning was not what he was needing. Long story short, he decided he wanted to go back to school to go ahead and finish being a therapist, right? And a psychiatrist and so forth. And he wanted to start helping people who transitioned. In the process, Rob, of him, I guess, learning about how the mind works, the brain works, and all that, he realized that it's a root cause. It has nothing to do with, and I know people who are listening to this, if you're someone who's listening to this, like, no, it has nothing to do with, but he, from his research and giving people therapy and all this, it has nothing to do technically with you being confused about how you feel. It's somewhere down the line when you were little, something happened, something triggered either some kind of sexual molestation, maybe some kind of something triggered this feeling of, I want to be different. For a lot of little girls right now, that feeling of wanting to feel different, or I must be different, is because social media wants you to look a certain kind of way. And because you don't meet those standards, and you see that your other friends are looking, oh, well, my friend said, I want to start being a boy, so I think I must be a boy because I feel this way. I like boy things. I like to dress like a boy, so I must want to be a boy. So then now she's going to tell her friend, I'm going to transition into a boy. And so now she's like, well, maybe that's my problem. Maybe I'm also feeling this way because I'm supposed to be transitioning into a boy. So now it's an influence thing. So now it's like your friends are all kind of together. It's a social thing. Yeah. It's not even an individual thing at this point. Now it's a social thing.
It's like what tattoos used to be.
Totally. You got it, so why shouldn't I get it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was a very interesting clip. I'll have to send it to you because he goes in deep into like detransitioning and the causes that it has on little kids. So in this whole interview, I learned that HBO, which I have, and I want to go and look at it because I haven't had the time to research, but I think 3 years ago, they actually had a movie called Transhood.
Is it in the hood?
I think it just means like hood, like a group. Like,
wouldn't it be fun if they were trying to transition somebody in the hood?
My gosh, I'd like to see that happen. So it's called Transhood, and it follows the story of different little kids who are transitioning from toddler to like elementary, like about maybe second grade, a junior high, and then someone a little bit older. It's 4 different kids, kind of 4 different parts of life who are following them. And then they're talking about how these kids, a lot of them is just like, of course, this is how you feel. You feel this way because you were made to be a girl and not really a boy. You were assigned the wrong gender. So all these things you're being told. If I told Penny right now, like, okay, let's just go, for example, when I talked about how I said, I had told Penny, I'm like, if you don't stop it, I'm gonna cut off your hands. Right? Remember that? Right. Guys, it was a joke. Okay. Before anybody tries to call CPS on me. Or was it? Yeah. So that obviously, how that stayed in her head, and she told my mom, or I forgot who she told.
Lisa, I think, right?
Lisa, so she told somebody. Do you see that impact of what your parents say?
Oh, yeah.
So imagine now some kind of therapist who you think is supposed to be trusted. You're going to this person because someone's telling you that you must be sick. Something must be wrong with you. So you got to go talk to someone. And now this person's trying to tell you what needs to be fixed, but you have no idea. You're 3.
Yeah.
You barely know how to wipe your ass. You still need help from your parents at 3. So how is a 3-year-old going to know that she needs to change to whatever it is. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with children being attacked with this nonsense, because it's nonsense. I feel that when you're grown enough and you want to make the decision, you should, because you're grown now. You're grown now and you know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? There is no excuse. It's almost like when you commit a crime, right? And you're older. Bitch, you knew what you were doing. So, these are the consequences. I'm not saying there's consequences with being a transgender. I'm just saying you have the capacity of the mind of an adult to know and make decisions, versus I still don't even think that high school is old enough. I mean, Rob.
I think the parents should have. Consequences if they're letting this happen to a toddler,
100%,
or anybody under 18.
Can you imagine? So I haven't finished. There's a whole thing. There's even transitioners of TikTok, like libs of TikTok.
Yeah.
There's transitioners of TikTok who tell their stories. So there's actually people like transgender folks who are going back, wanting for you to know, like, hold on a second. This is not a decision that you just make, and you're gonna fix whatever issue internally that you're having. It doesn't fix it.
There's so much here. Have you been keeping up with the Libs of TikTok account?
Not since the last time, because I just really felt a certain kind of way.
No, I mean, what happened to the Libs of TikTok account?
Yes.
And the creator? Okay.
Yes,
okay,
and that's what I mean. I couldn't. The fact that this girl did that to this person and put her info out, right? And then I watch people say, well, what does she expect? She knew what she was getting. But that girl who exposed her was just crying on the internet too, talking about crying. Yes. I just can't anymore. I've already told you guys 100 times. Like, I just can't with this world anymore. Yes, the Better Get Right with God shirts are ready. So those will be available soon. But I think I think next month I'm not going to send a box, and that's people who are patrona will get their Better Get Right with God t-shirts.
Awesome.
So those are coming. And then anyway, so I'm just over it, and but I really feel, Rob, that it's the job of all of us, like Jalissa said, like Jackie said. It's our job, even if you're not a parent, to be aware of this stuff, of what's happening, is very important, because it makes you kind of start to see things like, what is really happening? What's behind this agenda? Why are they pushing it so hard? Why don't you just let the child kind of grow up to see, what they if they end up being gay, right? Then they end up being gay. Then you kind of let them just continue to be gay. And then, like, okay, now they're old enough. Hey, so I kind of want to transition. Great. At this point, you're old enough to do whatever you want. So if you feel this is where you are going, I want you to be sure. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it needs to be something like thought through, not something you throw at someone in kindergarten. So I decided to go on that amaze.org on
yeah.
I sent it to y'all. The fact that you name it testes for little kids to give it a cute name, right?
Isn't that how we learned it?
What?
Isn't that what they would say
testes?
When we were in school?
I don't know. That was what they were saying. But when I watched this video, I said, nothing wrong, because it was pretty educational.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Erection, whatever. But it shouldn't be popping up for Penny to watch. Although it didn't. But I didn't even get on her iPad.
Yeah.
Because you know how when you watch something, it'll start. I was like, I'm not doing that to her. Like, then she's going to be like, what's it? And she has zero clue what it is. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes she'll watch videos and she'll be like, look, Mom, what they're doing. I'm like, what is that? She goes, and the fact that she says, oh, these are TikToks. She knows that they're TikToks. You see what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
3 years old. She knows that they're TikToks. She goes, oh, they're doing TikToks. I'm like, how did you get this on here? But it's little kids doing TikToks.
Yeah.
So I guess the parents are letting the little kids doing TikToks. I guess if you're the parent monitoring it, I'm guilty of it. Penny has a channel, so I'm not going to act like, why are these kids on TikTok? The parent made them an account. Like the people that she follows, like Safari and Sakura that she watches, they have a little TikTok. But it's like little TikTok. It's like they're singing their favorite Encanto songs.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So it's little stuff like that.
That's how it starts.
So it was funny because yesterday when Frida was here, she's like, damn, Penny is such a natural. Like, I just asked her to pose for me, and she just stood there and posed and got ready. And then they were doing her nails, and she's like, Penny, look at me. She's like, look at her. I was like, oh yeah, I know. She goes, did you teach her? I was like, no, I didn't teach her. I was like, but she's obviously watched 100 photo shoots that we go to.
Yeah.
I was like, so how is she not going to know? You know what I'm saying?
She's taking notes instead of playing on her tablet. Exactly. She thinks she's playing on her tablet.
Well, we went to the restroom at Lola's the other day, and she's able to reach the napkins, the paper towels. And I said, I just said, oh my God, Penny, I think you're almost as tall as me. And she turned around like, wait, what? And that's how I knew that she has a lot of my traits. I see some of them, but some of them I don't see that they're me. But I couldn't wait to grow up. You don't understand. I would spend the night at my grandparents' house just to watch my aunts get ready to go to the club. And then when they would come home and talk about their night and everything they did, I would wake up just to listen and watch them remove their makeup and talk about like the guy they met and so. Like, you see how she was dancing? You know what I'm saying? It was like, I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait to be old enough to go to the clubs. Like you have no idea. Like
now Penny's not gonna be able to wait to get old enough to go into the metaverse.
Right? Exactly. I'm like, oh, she's at home. Fuck it. I don't care. Let her go. Oh, she's here. I don't have to worry about her being anywhere. Yes. Go ahead, child.
Get her an extra pair of goggles.
Can we get 3? Pink, purple. I don't know.
Yeah.
And she goes, I said, I think you're almost as tall as me. She turns around. She goes, I think I am. That means, look down at her. Yeah. She goes, that means I can wear your high heels now. And I said,
my God.
No, you're not that tall yet. And I was like, you're almost there though. She goes, and when I'm almost there, when I'm 4, when I'm almost there, when I turn 4, she goes, then I can wear your high heels. I'm like, okay, then you can wear my high heels. This girl is ready to wear high heels. So Frida, when she came, she saw her high heels and she was like, hey, where's the lady with the pretty high heels? I said, she left already. She goes, oh, I really liked her high heels. I'm like, okay. So when she came yesterday, she goes, I said, remember? I said, this is Frida. You liked her high heels? She goes, she's not wearing high heels today. She goes, I was going to wear high heels just for you. She's like, but I have to work. She's like, so I can't wear high heels. It was so, she loves high heels. I was like, yeah, she's definitely my daughter. Cause see this closet full of high heels. Those are me. But anyway, going back to what we were talking about, it's these kids just are dealing with so much more, and social media doesn't help, obviously, and then people who are pushing it doesn't help. Like I saw, what's his name, Conservative Ant.
Yeah, he was on the podcast today.
He's so funny. I love him. Pete's like, he would so be your friend. I said, I know.
He said that on the show. He goes, if my wife ever meets you in person.
I said, he's like, he would be your friend. I was like, I know. I was like, I watched him on, I never knew he was on Instagram. I've only seen him on TikTok. Okay. He gave me his Instagram account. And he goes, he posted something where I guess he responds to comments that are left. And someone said, my daughter was failed in her college classroom because she refused to use pronouns.
What?
They failed her in the class because she refused to use pronouns.
This is a college?
College.
You pissed away your money there.
And I said, what in the world? I was like, come on, guys. The same way you want the freedom to put whatever fucking pronoun you want on there should be the same way no one has to use it. And so then I saw this video of like people introducing themselves. They're totally having a conference. My name is blah, 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 and I go by she, her, them, or something like that. And it actually, you know how I came up? Because I had been watching those videos. So while I was in the shower, you know how it continues to play on YouTube, and I was listening to it. So when I got out the shower, I couldn't find the damn video of where it was coming from. Damn. But I couldn't believe that they were sitting there legit at a conference introducing each other. Like, that's like me bringing you up, Rob. This is Rob Garza, and he goes, he's a podcast producer and goes by he, him. And today he's fluid, or however you say that. And fluid, is that what
fluid,
it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, fluid. And he's doesn't like anybody today. So it's like, what?
Oh, there's
Can
one
you
going.
imagine?
No, I can't because I'm not fucking mentally ill. I mean, I am, but not to that degree.
And there's nothing wrong with being mentally ill, but get your help, my G.
Get your help, my G. There's one going around. It's making its round over the last couple of days, and it's of a teacher who I forgot what. It's not Ms. or Mr. or anything. It's like a new word, right? So I want to try to find it for you. Just
It's a new word.
Yeah. All kinds of new words these days.
I can't. My point of this conversation is I'm glad that we've been having these guests on here because I want for people, although I say that I'm pink-pilled because I don't really like to go into politics fully because we see so much of it already. So I like to talk about all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And these are things that are important to me. These are things that I think we need to be worried about, right? Because these children will be the future for us.
Yeah.
So
scarily
imagine
enough.
that.
I sent it
Just
to
saying.
I sent it to our group.
Okay.
So please, actually, pull it up. And I was reading it. I didn't even listen to it because I think the music annoyed me. But just watch it and then turn it up. You can see what I'm talking about. Oh, does the music suck?
It says, stop brainwashing our children in the classroom with your LGBT agenda.
You don't even play the audio.
You know me. What?
It's like I guess is it a dude that transitioned to a lady?
Yes.
And it's like, it's not Ms. Was it Bowman?
MX.
It's now MX Bowman.
Mexico?
Yeah, try that shit in
Mexican?
Mexico. Try that shit in Mexico.
So check this out. So that show finally dropped where it's the guy that's pregnant.
He's expecting?
Yes.
Did you watch it?
I have not, but I am tonight, just so you know, because we finna talk about this, because y'all know my obsession with it.
If you have not seen it.
I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I'm just telling y'all.
Of what? Please tell me.
Of whatever this is, whatever this phenomenon is. Like, I don't know. It's something.
So please define the bottom of what? Because I've been trying to figure out what we're getting the bottom to.
I want to get to the bottom of why it's happening so damn much right now. Why is this such a focus, bitch? What else are y'all working on?
But
what are y'all hiding from us that y'all are trying to make every damn child transition or know about a damn penis or a vagina? Like, why at 3?
So you mean specifically the school thing? That's what I mean. Like,
everything,
why so
like
many people
everything that's world.
Why is it doubled in percentages?
Yes.
Why is it in schools?
Why are these teachers so involved? Why are these people on social media on such an agenda to really try to push this shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? What is your goal? What is the end goal? Like, I don't get it, what the end goal is. Because guess what? We will never understand each other 100% because, Rob, I've never walked in your shoes and you've never walked in my shoes.
No, but you should. These are comfy as fuck, bro.
Brooks?
Yes.
Yeah, I have some Brooks. They're the Texas.
Running. Oh yeah.
I have the Texas ones.
Oh, those are so. I saw a picture of them, but they don't make those anymore.
Yeah. And my sister has Texas and the U.S.
That's dope.
I got Texas. I didn't get the U.S.
Sorry, I derailed it. I had to say it because I've been waiting to tell you how fucking comfortable these shoes are all day.
They are. They are. I wish I would have gotten them in a different color, but I love wearing those because anytime I wear them out, and don't wear them as much because I don't want to get them ugly. Like, I don't want them to get ugly. I know.
Dude, I want to go buy a second pair of these just so that I have ones that don't get messed up.
Yeah, I hear you.
I made that day Dawn go get some. I was like, look, because she meal preps a lot, she's on her feet or whatever. I was like, they're so comfortable, and she's like, yeah, you're right. She used to have running shoes way back in the day too, but a lot of people don't want to spend the premium on them because they're all over $100.
Yeah,
but they're made for your feet to do what they're supposed to do.
They're great.
Yeah. Anyway.
They're great. Those and Asics. I'm a big fan of Asics too.
Yeah, I only know Asics because cheerleaders like just rave about them.
Well, I loved them. I used those for running. When I did my half and full marathon, I used Asics to run, and that's when I first discovered them.
Super light.
Yeah, they're super light, and they just really kind of molded to my feet. So I like that about them.
Yeah.
So they're great shoes. But yeah, so back to who we're talking about. We'll never 100% understand each other because, we've never walked in each other's shoes. So all we can do is kind of like understand and see and work around it, right? Mm-hmm. And like, okay, well, I get it. I get you. I'll never understand exactly what you mean because I wasn't you and you weren't me. But you know what?
Yeah.
That's what makes the world great. Right now, I don't know why the hiding of a child transitioning in school. Why are you hiding that from a parent? It's a parent's 100% responsibility to guide a child in the right direction as much as possible, right?
Yeah.
You want to provide, you want them to do more than what you did. You know what I'm saying? You want them to live their best life. So why are you in the school district trying so hard to do otherwise?
I got to write this down on my notes so I don't forget some of it for the Patreon episode. Because I want to keep talking about it, but I also, so since this is a public episode and a lot of people listen to this, which if you're not signed up as a patron,
what have you been doing?
What are you doing with your life? Where can they sign up?
Come on. Go to patreon.com/Her Lounge Podcast. Become a Patreon member.
Yeah.
Guys, I know you're thinking like, what's the perk? Listen, you don't have to sign up for the patrona. You can be a chingona or a comadre. You know, they're all welcome.
Episodes,
you still get bonus episodes. So come on. And if you are a business and you'd like to sponsor the podcast, please email us at herloungepodcast@gmail.com, right?
Yeah.
herloungepodcast@gmail.com. And we can send you all the information there on how to become a member.
You know, with all these people,
sponsor.
Sorry, with all these people canceling their Netflix subscriptions and their Disney's tanking, take $5 and sign up for Patreon.
There you go. That was a good one, Rob.
And
I didn't think of that one.
And if that's too much, I was thinking about doing this for RPT. Is just creating a tier where you just get the Discord access. You don't want bonus episodes, which is crazy because most people want extra podcasts. That's what they pay for.
Yeah.
But the Discords are becoming so popular that a lot of people want access to the chat room. So maybe we do something that's half the price and you get just the Discord.
And I could do more episodes if you guys join, because then I could pay Rob and then I can podcast more. So right now I can only have Rob 2 times out of the week. So
we're maxed out for now. So we either get more patrons or we get more sponsors. One of them's got to give, guys. One of them has to work, and we got to make it work so that we can podcast more days out of the week. I got to make my money worth this new. I got a third option.
Oh yeah.
They buy your fucking cool accessories that Dawn apparently spent half of her paycheck on.
Which don't forget, I have to give you.
Oh, she got more. Oh, fantastic! She got more stuff. She never used to wear accessories. Now she looks like Wonder Woman with her arm filled with accessories, just like you. There's one in particular. I don't know if you're wearing it, where it looks like it's 2. Are you wearing?
This is actually. It looks like it's 2, but it's not. Yeah, it's one of them. This is one of the ones.
Okay, the way she put it on her,
I know, and she split it. I was like, Dawn, that looks so pretty.
Where the watch is in the middle, dude, it looks fucking cool.
It looks really nice.
I was like, I kind of want that.
Yeah, I told her, I was like, okay, so it's funny because my vendors just starting to incorporate male things, right?
Oh, yeah?
And Pete saw some of the rings, and he's like, damn, those are dope. I'm like, it's Mel. I was like, why don't you start? He's like, no. I'm not doing this. But it's really cool stuff because it's like kind of the leather bands, you know, it's like, it's more like, I'm not going to say it's fashion. It's more masculine. It's manly.
Okay.
So that's why he was like, damn, these are dope. Before anybody starts thinking like, what the fuck is he wearing, like bracelets? No, they're like those manly
Remember when those were super, like they've gone in and out of style, the leather bands and stuff?
Yeah. Cause I even got him one that said,
leather?
A leather one. And it was during the Netflix thing where it said "Me vale madre."
Oh, the back of his jacket did?
Yes, and I got it on a leather band.
Oh, that's cool.
And I got him one that said "Me vale madre," and then I don't know where it is now.
Dude, back in the day when a long time ago, because like I said, they've gone in and out of style. Eddie Bravo was wearing one, and Joey Diaz famously looked at him and said, "What are you wearing, cocksucker? Looks like you're waiting for a hawk to land on your arm."
He would say that.
So funny.
He would say that. Oh my God. But anyway, guys, join us. Come be a part of us. You will really enjoy being part of the Discord. Trust me. Anything you need. I say this every time, but when I do have, like when I'm sitting down and I'm just reading, and even though I'm not replying, I'll read the
threads.
Yeah. It's really cool to see people say, y'all, like this just happened, or you know what I'm saying, like, man, can y'all believe this? Or just the fact that, I want to have a segment with just Jess on my podcast.
Oh, yeah.
On all the prepping.
That's funny. Yeah, you're right. She'd
be great.
So for those of you that don't know, like what Chingo, Marisol, and I are trying to do, we're trying to build a podcast network, right? Chingo always talks about it, he references it, and HERR Lounge being one of the shows, and RPT and whatever else, Chingo does on that side. But these Discords and some of the people that are meshing in the two. So like Jess is a perfect example. We're doing TIA Agent of the Month, right? For the very first one, we're going to be crowned this week. And Giovanni's now one of your patrons. Jess Tier's one of your patrons. And our third person, Juan Big Stoner, who's a very integral part of getting people to read more and learn shit on our Discord. Jess was like down. Now she's got the 5 votes. And Giovanni's like way in the lead with 8 votes. And Juan's just coming up. Now he just passed Jess with 6 votes. And so everyone's got the qualifying votes for the popular vote. Like with the real president, you have to get 270.
Yeah.
And if no one gets 270, the House decides. But we're still going to decide. But you had to get 5 votes in order to even be considered on Wednesday. And they're just going at it. But the point of me saying that is that these communities, it's another level. Like social media allowed us to interact with people that like what we do. And then Discords and Facebook groups, which aren't for everybody, allowed you to really dive into each other's, personalities and lifestyles and interests and abilities like prepping or whatever else. So again, it's a long commercial basically for the Discord and the Patreon.
Totally. And prepping is another one I wanted to talk about because I just went down rabbit holes of watching how to prep for stuff. And so I'm going to attempt it myself first. So I'm going to make videos on my YouTube channel of me trying to
Well, all right.
prep.
This is the first thing we're going to talk about on Friday's Patreon episode. Prepping? Like you mean like a legit prepper, food and
so
survival
I learned
stuff?
about the pressure cooker thing, like the not a cooker, I'm sorry, it's a pressure
it's the
to seal the jars.
Okay.
So you put jars in there and basically you can I don't know if
Have you seen the food dehydrators?
I did. Yes.
Pretty interesting.
And these so you can cook your chicken in these things and then it keeps them good for up to, she said, a year.
Oh, damn.
In these jars, as long as they're in room temperature. So I don't know that I'm going to invest in that little machine, but I want to start small. So I want to start with the, I think Jess talked about them too, but I saw the lady that I was watching, they're actually on a farm. So it's really cool though. Although I was watching them kill the chickens and I was like, dear Lord, if it ever gets to that.
You can stop eating meat?
Listen, I remember I was in Florida when I was 10 years old and I went to go visit my aunt and she had chickens in the back and we had totally been playing with the chickens all summer. And one day she just goes and tells my cousin, hey, go kill the chicken. I'm like, what the fuck? This is our pet. How are you going to kill your pet? You know what I'm saying? She's like, no, it ain't our pet. That's our food. And I was like, oh my God. And so I was like, I cannot witness this. All I just hear my aunt just go in the neck. And I'm just like, so I didn't eat the chicken. I couldn't do it.
I had a salad that night.
I could not. She tells my mom that I think I'm all that I need to learn how to be a survivor type person. And my mom's like, I mean, she eats chicken, but she don't ever just go to the back of her yard and go get a chicken and eat. So when I was watching them clip the little, their wings and stuff, cause they're about to, I was like, I think if it ever got to that point, I would literally have to, I'd be saying, I'm so sorry I'm doing this to you. I don't know that I could do it. I don't know that I could kill them by myself. I just don't know. Somebody else would have to kill them. I just can't.
Dude, I'm with you. I don't give a fuck.
That's too harsh.
Yeah,
it's too. Listen, I want to eat the food. I just don't want to have to kill it.
Yeah,
I just don't want to kill it.
I mean, I'll help raise it. I'll help do everything else.
Same.
I'm down for the labor. I've done the labor with animals.
Yeah, I don't mind doing it either.
Taking them out is a whole nother thing.
I can't.
I know, but
you've seen them grow in your house and your. I just can't.
Yeah, I mean, I used to feed there's certain calves or whatever when they would have a newborn where they wouldn't eat, so you'd have to feed them with a bottle and stuff. So I remember doing that anyway. It's weird. I couldn't kill any of those things personally. Have you seen Ton's garden? She's become addicted with this patio garden. Yeah. Way too addicted. Yeah. I'm just kidding. It's great. But we already got vegetables. We had microgreens from it. She made some pesto with the fresh basil that she picked out of there.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to do this. So I'm going to, before I even step into the gardening part, because that's going to be work, I want to do the simple prepping. And what I mean by that is So we'll talk about it on the Discord.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
So we'll go into that.
Leave them with a good.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening. If you are a part of the Patreon, then you'll get to hear part 2 on that. So thank you guys for listening. Better get right, God. Bye.